Ha Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy Talk That Talk Thursday to each and every one of you. Bitcoin hits a new all-time high. We're going to get into that. A new all-time high, 116,000. Pretty sweet. I know a lot of people get excited when their portfolio is in the green. Flare Network integrates Trust Swap. SPRK is launching a token by way of their Spark pad and trust swap. We'll get into that. Interesting conversations on X around the value proposition for FLR. Interesting little post from Rachel Renee, I believe. We'll get into that perhaps as well. But the main reason for the live stream tonight is celebrating BTC hitting a new all-time high. It's really, really good. It's pretty cool when you see it. And I don't know what to say. But it feels like most of the time, when we get the nice green numbers on the 30-day, green 30-day numbers. In other words, the overall portfolio on the 30 days green, and it's in the multiples, is when BTC is doing its thing because we've allocated accordingly. I don't know, just what it feels like. But in any case, hope everyone is doing well. Happy Talk That Talk Thursday once again. We'll go with the numbers because the market is, it's doing a little bit more than what the market normally does. So we're going to cover that for sure. Um, I will give you guys my kind of my update on virtuals. I've just been stacking points currently. Haven't been in the launch in a little bit, maybe 10 days or so. It's probably going to be another few days before I do that. Get back into those launches, take advantage of those low FDVs, get that 5 to 20x type deals, stake and move on. Stake and move on. So, in any case, yeah, kind of cray cray in the streets right now. What's going on? Pay me in XRP. How are you, bro? Here and accounted for what up? Here and accounted for. Life is good, my friend. We says what up? Live live from Las Vegas. We're in Vegas. Nice, man. I miss Vegas, man. We haven't been to Vegas in a while. We haven't stayed at the Vidara, the Aria in a minute, huh? Hmm. Miss it. Miss it. Miss it. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Life is good. Life is really, really good. I hope you feel blessed. I want to do a special shout out. I don't know, for me. Well, let me cover that on X. Before I get into anything, let me find this post on X from the GOAT for the XRP content creators. Let me find that. See if I can. I may have to just pull his page up directly. Crypto Eddie gave him a nice shout out as well. I might have to just use that. Let's see. Yep, there it is. All right, let me share this real quick. The GOAT of the XRP content creators, the modern investor. The modern investor. Yeah, for sure. He said a very important announcement regarding my crypto investments and the channel. Nothing's changed in this channel, but he did make a decision to exit, vast majority, 90 something percent, whatever, of his digital assets. He's got some life events that he needs to take care of. And yeah, he just wanted to share with the community. For me, this was the guy back in the day. Um, he who had the courage, even though he held BTC and ETH, he had the courage to share about XRP, holding XRP. He didn't make the mistake of some in 2013 who chose one and not the other. But in any case, he he made a decision. He's got some life stuff happening. He's got some things that he wants to do with moving on with life as an adult and starting some family, getting, purchasing homes, that type of deal. Exit his position in crypto. So I hope you're doing well, bro. Um, Hope all is great for you. Hope everything works out for sure. The GOAT. Let me welcome some more people, and we're going to get to the market, see what's going on with this market. I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad idea to look at 112 degrees. That feels like Tejas weather, payment XRP. 112 degrees in Vegas. Holy moly. What's going on, Pookie Pookie? How are you, my friend? Life is great. Appreciate you checking in. Keyless, the lady of crypto, was in the building. How are you, my friend? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you checking in. Yeah, so let's go over this market, man. Let's celebrate while we can before we get into some of this Flare Network news, before we get into um, this trust swap and this launch of the SPRK token. Interesting to me. All right, so I just refreshed CoinGecko, and according to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is 3.67 trillion. 3.67 trillion for the total cryptocurrency market cap. Bitcoin dominance, did it get to 64 at least? Yeah, so at least it's under 65. Is that 64.68%? For me, until we leave 50%, until we get, at least leave 60, no hopes up. No hopes up for me. Just let the market range and do what it do. All right. Bitcoin dominance 64.68%. That's the live tracker. Bitcoin is currently trading at $115,544 on a 30-day. Bitcoin is up nearly 5%. Ethereum's trading at, look at the Ethereum, 2,900. So there it is, 2,900 for Ethereum. And on the 30-day, it's up 4%. 7 days, up 13%. XRP is trading at $2.53. On the 30-day, it's up nearly 10%. Solana is trading at $162. It's still down on the 30-day, 1%. Interesting. My guy Virtual Bacon still talking about taking a position in XRP when the time's right. It's interesting. Interesting to hear that. What do we got? Dogecoin's trading at 19 cents on a 30 days, down 2.5%. And the beloved this thing was just $2.89. Good night. It's now $3.43 again. Again, it's $3.43, so that's cool. On the 30 days, down 1.7%. Avalanche, I don't know, people. I don't know. People want to talk Avalanche and DeFi and Avalanche. I'm focusing on Flare Networks, which is, I think, is the next level EVM blockchain for sure. Yeah, I'm going to focus there and focus on that. And can't spread yourself too thin. I think it's concentration is, that's a real deal. And you got to make, for me, you got to make a decision where you are, what you do, hold some assets and kind of go from there. 90%, 10% is working swell. Sui, FLR, 10% bucket. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, 90% bucket, combination thereof those tokens. So I hope that makes sense. That's the market, fam. And the market is just doing what the market does. Cray in the streets. New all-time high for Bitcoin. I mean, we just gotta, we gotta be happy about that. We gotta celebrate that. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. That would be awesome if you can hit the like button. We always like to have just so many likes as we got viewers in the stream. 116,000 for BTC. That's pretty cool. Pookie's like, I'm ready to stake my XRP. I hear you, my guy. I can't wait for Firelight to get going. Get going. Actually, I can exit some of my XRP. You get 116 BTC, exit some, preparing for that for sure. What we got going on here? Keela says 3 trillion. That's crazy. I remember people laughing at us when we'd get to 1 trillion. I do too. I do remember that. That wasn't long ago at all. It wasn't. I feel like the signal, Keyless, was this hearing, this recent hearing by the banking committee, the Senate banking committee, GOP, whatever they call that thing. I feel like that was a signal because they weren't overly critical. They were critical, but not overly critical. They was essentially saying we're moving forward, but we're going to express our concerns. I can't share with you how important that was to see they were expressing concerns, but they was, it's only maybe one over the top, like obviously we know who she is. But most of them said, you have some concerns, but we also understand this innovation is important. And I do think that was a signal for sure. I can't put I can't really figure the whole BNY Mellon thing with, custodying the reserves for RLUSD. But do we have to overthink it? It's BNY Mellon. I don't know. Maybe there's a fee and maybe Ripple has to pay a fee. They could have went with someone else. Why they go at BNY Mellon? Some people are arguing, yeah, BNY Mellon, of course they'll do it. Of course, they're getting paid. BNY Mellon is still BNY Mellon, man. It's like BlackRock is BlackRock. Nobody's talking about, well, BlackRock is doing all this BTC stuff because they're getting they deal with the fees. They'll pick any asset. Do they still got 21 million or 11 million? What is it? 11 trillion in assets under management or no? Is BNY Mellon still BNY Mellon custodying 25% of all the stuff in the world or no? Right? I don't know. I got to overthink and say, well, this is a reason why they're doing it, and there's a reason why it, they're doing it, man. They're doing it. But I do think that hearing was a signal to the world. I don't know. I mean, how else do you explain BTC is doing what it's doing? I mean, what's changed? Dominance went down a little. Um, or maybe it was the OBBB, and the markets and institutions are preparing. They know the Fed's about to make this little pivot. They know there's going to be the global M2 liquidity is about to do its thing. Maybe it's that as well. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. So, Mellon was some of the first legacy to commit last cycle. Just saying, yeah. I mean, mix. What's going on, bro? I mean, people want to, you know, I don't know. You got this dark horse dude. It's just he just can't help himself to try to just spread some FUD. Now he's on Jungle, and the fact that Jungle Inc. First is Ripple, and then yeah. Being one Mellon had to do something because they had to do something. I mean, it's just always something with this dude. Always trying to throw some shade on something. It's like, what's going on? Now he's on Jungle. What the world? Like, I don't understand, man. If it's so transparent, why don't you tell everyone how much you're getting paid? Why do you care, bro? This dude is something. Like, you guys see this? Like, he's on Jungle. If the Exile DAO is so transparent, why aren't how much are you getting paid to promote them? Like, I just like, why is that his business or his concern? Like, he reminds me of this dude called, this dude, Keyless. I talked to him. I know you like him, but the Pocket Watch guy on YouTube. He reminds me of this guy. It's like, he's always sounding trying to sound some alarm on something. Like, what the world? Like, anyway, pay me an XRP is like, yeah, screw Dark Horse. He's a professional hater. Yeah, like I don't understand it. I don't get it. I really, yeah, JT the Pocket Watcher. Yeah. You watch that person? Yeah. What's going on then? How are you, my friend? What's good? What's good with you, bro? Yeah, JT the Pocket Watcher. Like that dude, like, come on already, man. Like, I don't know. Growing a channel, I don't anyway. Let people grow their channel the way they want to grow it, I guess. I just couldn't. How do you wake up every day and it's just negative, negative, negative? I can't get it. I can't get it. So listen, we're gonna celebrate. I don't have any libations. I've just realized I didn't get my favorite libation today. Yeah, so get my favorite libation, but 116,000 for Bitcoin is awesome with a capital A. We got to get that Bitcoin dominance to do its thing. We got to get the Fed to pivot. But again, I feel like these are some signals going on that it's coming. I mean, Bitcoin jumps to 116,000 out of nowhere for no reason. Um, yeah, people are holding Bitcoin. Some are taking profits, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, he thinks crypto's a scam for sure. And he had a crypto. He used to hang out with a crypto. Well, no, no, I guess that guy isn't anymore. So, I'm just not a fan of uh these uh accountants, financial planners. Like if you can't open your eyes to a system that has been hoodwinked and just pulled the wool over your eyes, it's financial planners and accountants, especially financial planners. Like, not great. That's right. Pay me an XRP. None of your freaking business what I'm getting paid. Why eat don't make you crap. That's right. The harder part about the business is minding your own. That's exactly right. Pay me an XRP. I just like Jungle responded to that. This is why I had the back and forth with this Dark Horse dude, because I'm like, dude, I'm just like, I'm fed up. Like, what is your point, bro? You bring up the stupid, like, what's your point? Trying to throw shade at anything, Flare Networks, it's anything, Ripple, like anything. Professional hater, I guess is the word for that. But in any case, Bitcoin, let's celebrate that. 116,000, I think is awesome. What is up with Flare Networks and Trust Swap, integrating Trust Swap? SparkDeck's going to launch on that. Let me share that. That's interesting. Did you guys hear about this? I heard about the SparkDeck's launching the token. I think it's awesome. We'll see how it goes. Marcus got to do what it do. It says here, Flare Networks. Flare integrates Trust Swap, a trusted launch pad that's helped raise $100 million plus for 100 plus projects. So that's, what is that? A million per project, or roughly. Now open to Flare Networks builders. First up, Spark, the SPRK token by SparkDex, with added support from Team Finance's token management suite and exposure via the crypto app. What is the crypto app? Is that crypto.com's app? No, it's the crypto app. The number one Web3 crypto mobile app for portfolio management. Is that right? I've never heard of the crypto app. 5 million downloads and counting. Really? Powered by TrustSwap. Okay. But in any case, it's launching on Flare. TrustSwap Launchpad live on Flare, integrating with SparkDex for IDOs. Let's go to sparkdex.ai. Now, SparkDex has their own thing as well. I think it's called SparkPad. So, an IDO, is going to have to see how it works and what it's going to be about and that type of deal. Um, hmm. Launchpad right there. It's coming soon. So it's not officially up yet, I guess. Coming soon. Get exclusive early access to new project IDOs on Flare. The most anticipated launchpad for AI data management and DeFi trading on Flare Networks is preparing for takeoff. Join our community to be the first to know when we go live. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Let me see here. SparkDex put out this 2 dates for when they're going to be launching their token. Launching on Flare gets better every day. But SparkDex put something out about their 2 dates for the token. The Spark token. We'll see how it looks, what they're looking at. I think 25,000 on SparkPad and maybe 100,000 on Trust Swap. That's their goal. Here it is. Yep. Introducing the dual launch of SparkDex SPRK token on Flare Networks. July 17th, 23,000 raised on SparkPad. July 21st, 100,000 raised on Trust Swap Launchpad. Token generation event on July 29th, taking place on Flare's newest Launchpad. the token generation event on the 29th taking place on Flare's newest launchpad. Here's a blog. I'm sure this is probably not available to US folk. Let's see. But I would be personally, I would be interested in SPKR token. That's just me. It's the leading DEX on Flare Networks. I think there's weight to that. But this IDO stuff, you know how that is. This IDO stuff, US, US folks, all you US folks, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to make this one. Okay. SparkDex, the leading decentralized exchange on Flare, is launching its native Spark token through two separate launch pads, SparkPad and Trust Swap, with a combined public raise of approximately 123,000. SparkPad is SparkDex's launchpad on Flare, powered by Trust Swap. So the TGE is on the 29th. Is that like the public one? I don't know. Token generation event. Yeah. This dual launch format provides the community with two opportunities to participate in the token offering and showcase SparkPad's capabilities as a new DeFi launch platform. TrustSwap is the official infrastructure partner of SparkPad. That's cool. SparkDex, we got that. How to participate. All right. TrustSwap Launchpad will operate the same as usual. Details at the bottom. Okay. Stay updated. Create an account. Visit SparkPad to create an account. Complete KYC. Verify your identity using BlockPass. Once approved, find the SparkTest project and click participate. Claim tokens. Once the token generation event goes live, whitelisted participants will be able to claim their Spark tokens directly through the Spark pad. So my guess is this is not going to be a US of A thing, but you never know. Launchpad details, got the dates, raise amounts, public raise FDV is 6.5 million, 6.5. Listing FDV will be 10 million. 10 million is fair. It's fair. So 10 million, whatever that's going to look like price wise. Initial market cap, excluding liquidity. Initial circulating supply, 15 million. Blockchain, team finance, okay. 15 million, and that's 1 billion. 145. All right, so we got fully diluted market cap, 10 million. TGE price 1 cent. There it is. So is a penny. Token offering price is going to be 0065. So I'm sure all the people outside of the US should be able to participate in that. Some distributions, Flare, Kinetic, Flare 52 million, Kinetic 16, Public 19, Foundation or Treasury 130 million, Community incentives. Community incentives, interesting, 550 million, cool. Zero at TGE, 0 month clipping, 60-month vesting. All right. Market makers, 4%. Marketing, 4%. Market makers, interesting. Airdrop, 4.75%. That's going to be interesting. For the US people, maybe the US people were using it. Maybe they're going to get some Spark tokens because of that. That'll be cool. Is this some pictures of the team here we got going on? So that's Alexi, co-founder, Steve, co-founder. And you got the BD lead and the NX lead developer. So interesting. So there it is. Oh, I'm kind of, I'm interested for sure. I'm gonna make sure I get some of those tokens and for sure. I've been a big fan of SparkDex from the beginning. Participants with a swap staking score of at least 4,000 who pass KYC will receive a guaranteed allocation. A swap staking score. Interesting. To eligible swap stakers. Check your staking score on the Trust Swap dashboard. Learn about Trust Swap staking and the long-term staking pool. Okay. So that's the swap token. So that's for people who's been on that pad before. I mean, yeah, used Trust Swap before. But I'm sure SparkDex is going to be doing stuff for people who just flare. Patreon? What do you mean? Like, how much is it? Oh, uh, 52 and yeah. So anyway, this looks really good. Key Link, SparkDex, Twitter. Brett is a marketing director at TrustSwap. Okay. So TrustSwap, Flare Networks and TrustSwap integration is pretty cool. I feel like SparkDex is going by way of Jupiter Exchange. Got a nice roadmap, got a blueprint, if you will, for a successful DEX on the next level, layer one blockchain. That's kind of what I see with SparkDex when it comes to Flare Networks. Very similar to Jupiter on Solana. So yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if you guys want to participate in that or want to learn more about it. Let me put the link to the for you guys. Wait a minute. What happened to it? I just was reading it. Oh, is it here? Yeah, there it is. Let's copy this for you guys and put that in the chat if you guys want to learn more about it. Um, but the airdrop, I think it's going to be a way to get some of those tokens. But it's going to launch at a penny. Rick Cisneros is in the building. What's going on, my guy? How are you? Appreciate you checking in. CJ, I was listening to the Flare Roundup, the second roundup. You talking about the community call, bro? And what I realized, the Firelight Vault is going to use for institution structure produced for Hidden Rows and others big institutions. Yeah. Firelight's going to be a big deal. That's what I'm hearing for that. Institutions are very excited about exploring the different options that Firelight is going to present, and it is institutionally ready. So for sure, which is cool. I think there's a reason why Vivo Power chose to launch on Flare Networks. I think this is important, and Hugo kind of intimated that a lot of that had to do with the partners already established and the partnerships already established with Flare. So, um, and Hugo said in that call, look, they're talking to institutions with billions and billions of dollars of in worth and value in XRP, and they want to be able to do something with it, and they want to be able to do something safely, and they want to be able to hit one button, maybe a button and a half, and that's it, and be able to, earn some money on that money. So obviously keeping it safe and secure and the other 9 yards. So that integration with TrustSwap, I think, is fascinating. Let me go back here. Some rumblings kind of going on about the Flare token and the value and what is it? FLR is bringing value to the network, but the network is not bringing value to the FLR token. That was an interesting take from, I think her name was Rachel Renee. Leader Alpha says Flare is going to be XRP5 institutional ready. That's about all you need to know. People will ask us why FLR shot to Mars, and we will tell them this one bullet point. Frankly, people that read this and don't take action are idiots, according to Leader Alpha, which is worse than being a meme degen. I'm just a leader with a conviction. With conviction, what else can I say? I hear you, my friend. Again, I want to hear. I mean, here's Dark Horse throwing shade on BNY Mellon, and this is because BNY Mellon is the approved bank for Hidden Road as per the strategy plan I delivered a couple of months ago. It makes sense rather than trying to get the XRPR registered. Anyway, Monica Long, another key milestone for the Ripple dollar in the books, partnering with institutions like BNY to custody reserves, ensure that the Ripple dollar has the gold standard in regulatory compliance. Yeah, right. So they're setting themselves up to be a massive part of this new financial system. So if they want to hook up with the best of the best in terms of custodying, that's what they're doing. It makes sense, right? People ain't gonna try and hang out and do stuff with you if you're hanging around with third best when the first best is available. She says, Monica goes on to say, further cementing our position as the go-to stable coin for global enterprise. I hear you, miss. I hear you, Monica. You guys find it interesting. Anyone else? What am I doing here? Anyone else find it interesting that um Paul Barron is posting about Ripple and XRP? Just like a lot of posts from him lately. Anyone else find that interesting or curious or odd? Here's Paul Barron, huge. BNY Mellon just became the primary custodian for Ripple dollar stablecoin. This is not just another crypto partnership. This is a 240-year-old Wall Street giant basically saying stablecoins are legit. He goes on to say what this means is traditional banks are finally embracing digital assets at scale. Cross-border payments about to get way faster and cheaper. Other major banks watching closely. Parentheses, domino effect incoming. Couldn't agree with them more. The digital asset hurricane is now at category 2. Ripple Dollar has full New York regulatory approval. So this isn't some DeFi experiment. It's institutional grade infrastructure meeting blockchain innovation. The bridge between old money and new money is officially being built. It's got XRP there. So shout out to him. But yeah, I've seen a lot of posts about from him lately about the uh Ripple XRP, whatever. Right. Um so Ripple Swell, interesting that Franklin Templeton, BNY Mellon, Citigroup, and Hidden Road are going to be at Ripple Swell. uh Welcome to the new financial system, says Jungle. I mean, that's a line. That's quite the lineup. That's quite the lineup. I don't know if they're just volunteering to go, if they got time on their hands, if they're being paid to go. But yeah, that's quite the lineup right there, my friends. Quite the lineup. So yeah, so unfortunately, we were right when we said about Link 2 and the fact that they were bringing some restructuring dude or do that, and that they were most likely headed towards bankruptcy, and that is the case. And yeah, it's unfortunate. But John Deaton's bringing a class action suit against one person at Link 2, which is interesting, but he is doing that. It's a class action suit against one person there. I'm not sure which one. I think it's one of the founders, if not the founder. So, but yeah, Oops, sorry about that. So, my goodness, John wasn't kidding when he chose that colorful adjective to describe this mess. Anyways, so bankruptcy, it is. It's never great bankruptcies. We'll see how this one goes. Um, Generally, it's people fighting, saying that they should be the reason to get some money for something. So we'll see how that goes. But highly recommend you guys, if you did not check out this Flare community call, I'll put the link in the chat for you guys. You should definitely check it out for sure. Let me put it in here again. Well worth the wait. It ran really, really well. Rick Cisneros says, CJ, you are right. Hit one button. No thinking, super simple, made easy. Yes. Firelight for institutions without question. Without question. Um, Keela says, I forget it's FLR on Coinbase. Well, if you mean on as you can purchase it, yes. My favorite exchange for FLR tokens is Kraken. However, Mix says even New York State resis. Yeah, yeah, which is very, very nice. Yep. So, and for me, all great news. Ripple dollar stablecoin and XRP is going to be great for XRP Fi on Flare Networks. I think this hugely important. Um, I do want to share this post from Hugo. Um, he's thinking about some things in reference to the FLR token. And let me just go to his page and find his replies. And this is an interesting reply to a question here that I wanted to cover. Some food for thought. Someone asked, what is the point of FLR? Finally, the right question got asked on the latest call. Shout out to whatever and Anubis for pushing it and for Quantic for asking it. Flare is Flare is wow when you actually step back and look at it. It takes every good idea crypto has had in the past decade, data feeds, stablecoins, asset yield, interoperability, smart contract, and bundles it into one network. Hugo's answer, it secures the network. Everything on Flare ultimately relies on the FTSO, FDC, and downstream FLR itself. That is uh, he's got quotations there. So that explains why the token matters, but not what is securing that value right now. The answer is basically trust the value. The network is secured by the assumption that the token will always be valuable. That's not security, it's circular logic. It's like building a kingdom where everyone depends on the king, except no one checks if the king is still breathing. One day you could wake up and realize the throne is empty. I've raised this before with Flair's early bridge out situations like the FS collateral ratio spiral. He says it was unaddressed. This is another potential bridge out ahead. Here's the good news. Hugo isn't dumb. He sees the issue. He's a builder, a problem solver. Right now, he's focused on shiny objects and PMF as he should be. But sooner or later, this needs fixing because long-term supporters and the entire network are at risk of being quietly inflated into oblivion. That's why I'm still holding my bag. The network is too powerful to ignore, but some things need to change, and I believe they will. Hugo responds and says this, and I think this is important. Right. First of all, I think it's important to learn more and more about what it is that you hold. It's important. If you don't have opposing views, if you don't have people in the community thinking out loud, sharing concerns, you're not going to grow. It's not going to get better. This is important from this guy, Flaw. He's the FLR holder, and he's expressing concerns. Everything is important here. So Hugo says, I think ultimately everything that relies on Flare's core protocols, FS says the protocol managed wallets, DeFi, dApps, etc., will need, listen to this, will need to pass up revenue from the fees each protocol charges. I'm contemplating the right structure for handling this. At the moment, I think these revenues should go to a DAO that buys FLR on chain. Need to check the legality, of course, and all the other stuff, etc. When I have something concrete, I'll pull up a proposal. Very, very important to note because you have to explore the value of the token. We got the governance, we got the collateral thing, but it's always important. What's the under fundamental value of this token and why? Right, and I said this before a day or so ago. Revenue generating protocols is going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. Hyperliquid is doing some interesting stuff, and they got a very interesting model. They did a fair, quote unquote, fair launch, right? And they got a revenue model. Let me see if I have it here. For its early days, that's important. For the hype token. I think Hyperliquid actually might already be on deep. Yeah, Hyperliquid one. Let me do this. 1.925 billion in TVL. And this thing is, I don't think it's a year old. I don't think it's a year old. This is why I'm looking at a particular project on there. Fees paid 3.58 million, 24 hours. Let's see, revenue. Hyperliquid 3.5 million, revenue in 7 days, 12, revenue in 30 days, 60 million. 60 million in 30 days. Right? What am I looking at here? I think it was Hannah. I don't know if Hannah is on here, but I think it was Hannah. Yeah, it's not there. So that's going to be important for Flare, right? And just like this dude said, they're looking into it, right? There's some things going on there, right? And it's really, really important to know. You gotta discover the challenges. What's the challenges ahead? You don't run from them, right? You gotta become aware of the challenge. You gotta become aware of particular things that could cause setbacks so that you can address them. You know, Rick says, CJ, you're right. You need to study to level. You need to study to level up on Flare networks and study it. You need to understand FXRP and RFLR, SFLR, WFLR, staked XRP, and it's getting more sophisticated. No, not easy at first, but study. Right? That's what we talked about on the live stream yesterday. Right? It's like all in on an ecosystem. And you got to understand right now, being all in Flare, we're taught. If you understand what they're trying to do, that's BTC and XRP. If you understand what Flare is trying to do, right? It's not just the FLR token. It's BTC and XRP as well, amongst others. The dude said on a live call that institutions had just about the highest level of interest in XLM as they did XRP. He's saying in these community calls, he's having these institutional conversations. Right? So when I say going all in on the ecosystem, it's like Rick Cisneros is saying, tell me, what do you know about SPRK and how it works? What do you know about STXRP? How are you planning on using a liquid staking token? Did you know there's going to be a liquid staking token, right? What do you know about kinetics? Are you familiar with the lending and borrowing over there? Do you have Jewel tokens or no? Are you staking Jewel? Like immersed in the ecosystem. But just understand What Flare is doing, it's a layer one EVM, a next level layer one EVM. There are going to be other tokens, dApps. So it's an ecosystem. It's an ecosystem play, right? So I get it. People want to just focus on the FLR token. It's an ecosystem play. Here's you know, it's an ecosystem play. There are a lot of people that made more money on tokens associated with the Ethereum blockchain and not ETH, the token, the asset. And we're early. You see what I'm saying? We're early to this next level, layer one EVM blocks. We're early. And it's kind of in a lane in this blockchain for data and looking to solve compute and scale. It's we're early. We're blessed to be here. We don't know what it's going to win, what kind of market share is going to win, but we're early to it. And part of having a shot to win is immersing yourself in the ecosystem, participating. This is why I love this new incentive that they got going on for F asset participation. Participation, right? And so um tokens evolve and they figure out ways to bring better value. Look at Curve Finance, look at MakerDAO, evolving a new MakerDAO. I forget what they call that token now. Evolving, right? You look at Uniswap and Uni, they evolve, all trying to bring value to its holders. So FLR is going to go through that thing as well. But if you're not in it, you'll miss it. Like a lot of people are going to miss that post from Hugo. And again, this is why for us in the crypto seizure zone, why we have the 90-10 situation, why we have that as a rule, as a basis, a foundation. There's a reason for market caps, for sure. And if people don't understand what Flare is doing for XRP and that the massive potential, listen, here's what I'll tell you. Institutions know. Institutions know about what Flare networks and how they're unlocking this massive liquidity engine. I'm telling you, they know. They know. The reason why the Ethereum ETFs are going to do what it do is because there's staking involved. Okay. And then they can do, and then, a certain few of those institutions will do liquid staking. A few of them will do it. But that's why it's going to be a thing. It's because of the yield. And they know that by staking, they're essentially securing their bags. No institution is going to put 100% of the ETH in Lido or some other thing, but they know that there's value in doing a portion of it there. Like they understand that. I mean, the numbers for staking ETH is cray cray. I think Flare's, I think it's 70% ETH, 68% FLR, if I'm not mistaken. But the institutions, I'm telling you, they understand it, and they can't. They're chomping at the bit to be able to do something with that XRP. The dude said on the phone, there are institutions with billions and billions of dollars of XRP. They can't wait to take 1 to 7% of that and do something. You know, that is really the key. And one of the great ways to level up is just listen to that call. I said this in the live stream yesterday. Pookie was like, I'm like, I listened to that thing twice already. Pookie's like, I already listened to that thing 3 times. Right? This is someone who's a serious. This is someone who's serious about becoming a sophisticated investor, right? It's important. I'm just saying it's important. You know, DeFi is awesome, and right, that's part of due diligence is getting on that call. You know, it's also part of due diligence. Voting. Did you vote? Do you participate in the vote and the governance stuff? Do you vote? Do you participate? Or are you just letting everybody else do it? I mean, you have an opportunity to shape, to help shape a new financial system. Do you understand? You have an opportunity to shape a new financial system, to be immersed in it, to be able to say you were there, you were in it, you were part of it. You helped shape it by participating. It's pretty cool. It is really, really cool. What's going on, DJ? DJ says, you've been on point all along. He says, talk them things, my G. Thank you, baby. Yeah. Yeah. It's portal.flare.networks. Connect your wallet by way of MetaMask or Bifrost. You scroll to a little bit to the right, you'll see vote. You hit vote. The proposal will be active or not active, and you get a chance to vote. You got to have that FLR wrapped, and you're good. You're good, TJ. You're good. So yeah, hugely important. You know that Hugo was generous and saying active participate. First step in active participation is just merely wrapping it. Just merely wrapping it. Then you can choose to delegate or stake. You know, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to participate. But this F asset, the 2 billion FLR for this thing is going to be good. I think it's going to be great. Um, that's a bunch to be snatched up for sure. So we'll see how it goes. But I wanted to celebrate with you guys 116,000 BTC. And again, it's pretty cool. I'm going to check out this crypto app with Trust Swap and this crypto app. I've never heard of it. But it just always kind of seemed to me that, yeah, portfolio always does well when BTC does well. And alt season ain't here yet, but it's coming. Rick Cisneros reminds us, so does Google. This is why Google has partnered with Flare Networks, and I bet there are even more developers in Google using the data from Flare Networks secretly for products they are working on. I would not doubt it at all. Would not doubt that at all, Rick Cisneros. Keela says, woohoo to Bitcoin. Indeed. So we're blessed, right? And again, the biggest blessing is we are here. And so many advantages to being here in this space, in the know, leveling up just a little bit. It's a really, really cool deal. Really, really cool deal. I was talking with someone today. She said she was doing the M1 crypto thing. Uh, I didn't even tell about my channel or anything. I just think it was interesting she said that. But so she's in a financial services space. But yeah. So in any case, guys, I appreciate you guys checking in for sure. D Dre, Keyless, Rick Cisneros, I appreciate you guys checking in. Legendary and Pookie, I appreciate you guys checking in for sure. My guy Finn checked in. Appreciate you being here. Mixed. Appreciate you checking in, my guy. As always, pay me an XRP, the Blue Wrenchers. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you celebrate that you're here. I hope you take value in it. Continue to strengthen your resolve, and never forget that we are already winning. All right, Listen, I'm gonna wrap this thing up because I think it's I got to get some of that dinner ready. Appreciate you guys being here again. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out. That would be super, super cool. It helps to get the channel out to more people who don't understand that there's a new financial system being built right underneath their nose, who don't understand there is a way to win and to beat the hurdle rate that is 12% and the current constant debasing of the currency. This new asset class can do all of that for them. And if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the Crypto Siege, do me a favor. If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, baby, so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.